All right, so let's talk about tips for communication today and conversation on what to do inside your conversations to have a better occurrence for tenants. Okay, so there's two things that are happening here. If damage occurs, attempt to resolve this amicably through mediation or through negotiation. Whether the tenant's in the property or out of the property, you can still use negotiation and mediation in order to resolve damage costs. Explain the cost of the repairs and the work to the tenant and look for a fair solution. If the tenant can know the damage cost prior to moving out of the home, if the tenant has an understanding of the damage that they're going to be charged for prior to moving into the home, setting these proper expectations keeps those things from butting heads. So then what can you do? Well, there's a number of things you can do. If the tenant is still occupying the property for communication purposes, if damage occurs and the tenant's going to be charged, giving them an option to appeal the damage charge and actually have a say so gives them a sense of control in the situation. So if you're going to charge the tenant for damage inside the property, let's say that the cabling guy's there, he pulls a He-Man action figure out of the toilet after it's been clogged, and you're going to bill that $89 bill back to the tenant for cabling the drain. Do you give the tenant the option to appeal that? I know the tenant's been in there for 6 months and you know it was tenant damage because that toilet was working fine. Do you give them the ability to appeal that? Do you give them the option to have a conversation with you about that damage charge before you even apply it to their account? Do you send them a letter and give them the option to give them so many days to cure and rectify that? If the tenant is getting ready to move out of your property, do you walk that property with the tenant prior to the tenant moving out and point out the things that they may likely be charged for when they move out of that property that could be charged against their security deposit? Because you have their move-in inspection form signed off on that you bring with you to show with them, hey, these things could be challenges for you.